sure she gets it first.
Look at that, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Wow.
A 9-0 win.
And there it goes. Shane Van Boning, our world A-ball champion.
New Zealand, 48 players competing for a prize fund of $175,000 with a cheque for $50,000 to the winner. Our first match today is between Holland's Yalin Sherman and Serbian Bojana Sarac. It's best of 3 sets, races to 4, winner breaks, no break box, no 3-point rule, and 9 is racked on the spot. I'm Mark White, and the expert alongside me is the ever so debonair, forget John Mora. This is the original Mr. Smooth, Chris Reinhold. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Now, look, I've been up all night preparing that. Did you like it? That little intro for you?
I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, looking forward to this, Chris. Women's World 9-ball. Last year's winner, Chao Che Yu, trying to defend her title, but there's lots of women in this, Chris. Lots of women hitting peak form. We've got comebacks from Alison Fisher, Kelly Fisher still doing the business as well. And I think a real dark horse for this, not that she's that much of a dark horse, Christina Tkach, who's been playing some brilliant pool just recently, also won her first WPA event recently as well. How do you see this, Chris?
Yeah, I see it the same way as you. There's so much talent in pool in general nowadays, but especially on the women's side, they're really progressing into the sport, and I'm happy to see it, and this is going to be an amazing match.
So, Yalin breaking off. Now, hand rack, no template, and the women have always played 1 on the spot. This is 9 on the spot, Chris, so the break's going to prove just a little bit more difficult for them, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Yolin is a junior player, correct? She is in the youth?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and Bojana is starting to make her stride in the pro circuit, got second in one of the Predator World 10-ball series, I believe. She lost to Kelly Fisher, I believe it was, in Austria. But that was showing definite signs of her being a top player. So, you know, she's making her mark as well, Mark. No pun intended.
Yeah, it's double elimination, best of 3 sets. Each set is a race to 4. And if the score is tied at 3-3 in the deciding set, a shootout will determine the winner.
Yeah, this is still my favorite set. This is still my favorite rule set to watch. It's very entertaining. So hopefully we can see a shootout. I know they don't want a shootout, but we do as the viewer.
Yeah, we love it, don't we? Heel, and all the way. So, how's she here, Chris? She looking okay?
Yeah, I think she rushed the stroke a little bit on that 3-ball to the 4-ball. So you see how it kind of stayed there on the follow. I think she wanted to go higher for the 4 on the side, but here you just kind of keep your nerve and just make sure you get through the ball.
You have to play with a bit of pace just to bounce off the side rail, or she's just dropping it in. Yeah, she got to go off the side rail. Played it nice, didn't she, Chris? Beautiful stroke on that one. Didn't rush that.
Yeah, that was definitely the stroke to execute on this rack. I mean, she's pretty much connect the dots here, but still have to be careful and, you know, make sure you get where you want with the cue ball.
I was talking yesterday about how important it is. We were watching 8-ball yesterday, of course, the men's 8-ball, about getting on the right side of the ball. It's even more important, isn't it, in rotation, because you've only got 1 ball to go at, right?
Yeah, I'd say so, but the only difference was, you know, as you clear the solids in 9-ball, because there's only one stripe. Is when you clear the solids, there's only one. You know, the balls get less and less, but in 8-ball, there's still going to be 6 balls on the table as you're running out, so it just adds to the traffic. But 100%, you have to stay on the correct side of the ball. She's taking what she can here, and I think that was the correct way.
Yeah, very, very important to get off to a good start in these races to 4. But Kelly Fisher has a very, very good mindset on these races. She said she just treats it as a race to 8, and if you win 8-0, you can't lose, can you? So just win, get to 8 first, kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess that's, if it works for her, I like that logic for her. For me, I just make sure I get to 4 first every time. 9-ball goes in.
Well, yeah, nice start for Biana after that dry break. Of course, now that is going to prove to be difficult. It'll be interesting to see how Biana is breaking. Just to let you know, guys, it was Yalin that broke off in this set. So whatever happens, it will be Biana breaking off in the next set. It alternates in sets. So WPA ranking, 24 players. The top players are ranked for this event. There's 4 wild cards from WPA and Predator. There's a representative from Africa, 6 allocation spots for Asia. There's 6 for Europe. North America has 4, Oceania 2, and South America 1. Our sponsors for this, Massé, thank you so much, guys. It is a WPA sanctioned event as well. The Pro Billiard Series sponsors are Predator Group, Massé Kamui, Yalin Billiards, Ven Billiards, Medalla Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, Samsung TV Plus, and the Little Monster. I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. So what have you been up to, Chris? Have you been doing any coaching? Have you been holding some clinics?
Yeah, I've basically been staying home in New Orleans now. That's where I live in Louisiana. Just been doing lessons, clinics, and practicing, doing my little 10-ball break and run videos or 9-ball break and run videos. So just kind of getting back into the game, integrated into pool again and competing. So next year will be full force, but until then, I'm just doing teaching and commentating and enjoying myself.
Good luck with that. So Biana breaking off, leading 1-0.
Interesting, that wing ball went in.
Oh, look at the 9-ball.
Baby.
It's a golden break. Yeah, there's a little bit of hesitation there. And I was hesitating as well for a second, but I'm pretty sure it is a golden break. So straight away, 2-0. So not only did she make the wing ball, made the 9 as well.
Is this where we input Phil Yates? Golden break.
Do that again. That was rather good.
The golden break.
I love Phil. What a statistician he is. He's a terrific journalist, you know. And I don't think there's anyone in the world of pool that knows more about the stats on pool than that man there. He must live, breathe. I mean, I love it. I'm passionate about it. But I don't stay up all night getting all the info on players and results. And he's just a mine of information, isn't he, that man?
Yeah, he does his job pretty well, I guess.
You're going to be asked to do that impression. You're going to be asked to do that impression wherever you go now, Chris. You do realise that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've done it a few times. I did it to him in person. He didn't think it was that funny, but going that way again. Wow.
This time. Not even a ball down though, it's dry. The extreme to the previous break. Yeah, I saw this young lady play in Austria, Chris, at the juniors last year. And I'm sure she'll be competing in them this year as well. That's probably the main reason she's here, but while she's here, she might as well play in this one as well, I guess. That's the thinking.
Yeah, not a bad shot selection there. I don't mind it, but it's tough leaving that one ball in front of a pocket where they can easily kick at it, especially on this return slate. Let's see what she can do. Maybe she can avoid the 9 and go float by the 7.
Well, she's
I guess
missed
it
it
was more
altogether and
effective
hit
than
the
I
6. Yeah. Tied the 3 up though, Chris. Is there a possible carom from the 3 to the 7 after the 2? Obviously going to play a 1-6 combo to begin with.
I would think so, but you have to be careful on where you get on this one ball, because you have to control the 1 and the Q here. So maybe don't get too flat on this. Kind of give yourself some angle to come off. Let's see what she does here.
We are playing with a 30-second shot clock and also 30-second extension each, one per rack. Finished okay, Chris, there, didn't she?
Yeah, I didn't want it to freeze on that rail, so she did a good job letting that table lengthen out with the speed there. Perfect. And now I think the carom is on the 3-7 mark.
Yeah, she has a perfect angle on the 2, doesn't she? Or is that the 4 there? It's the 2, yeah. 2 first and then the 3-7.
Yeah, you'd like to err on being a little higher than you think you have to be for the carom, because if you get too flat on it, then you don't have any shot.
Wow, didn't
Went for the
fancy it at
safety.
all. Surprised there, Chris?
Yeah, I think you have to be aggressive there, especially down 2-0. I feel like if she was up 2-0, I think it'd make a little more sense, but sometimes you have to play the score as well.
Lots of right-hand English. Looking
Yeah,
for
good
cover
shot there.
behind the 5.
Yeah, because now she's in a position where she would much rather have the shot she just passed up.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, isn't it? When you've got an opportunity like that, you never know if you're going to get another one. Especially if she didn't play a really, really good safety on the 2 ball. Now she's the one in trouble.
Not a bad recovery there. I feel like she's rushing a bit. She's rushing a
I think
tad
it's
bit
nerves.
on their safeties.
Nerves, Chris, right? Bit nervous, you think, first game, big stage?
Yeah, I also think maybe it's just a touch inexperience in these situations, which won't last very long. You know, she's a younger player and maybe, like you're saying, a little bit nervous, and that's totally fine.
How's the 3 playing, Chris, when she plays the carom here? I mean, she's obviously going to play the carom, right?
Yeah, carom looks good. I wouldn't mind using a little bit of low left English and try to play the 3 up by the side or the corner by the 9
Well, she's changed
on that top right
I
side.
think she said what she just did then. She changed her line of aim on the shot. I'm glad she's got up again. She's going safety again, I think.
I'm not sure I like that. I don't really like that shot, but just because the room for error is not very big.
And when the actual safety is just as hard as making the pot, Chris. It's kind of sensible to go for the pot, right?
Yeah, she might also be challenging her opponent a little bit because she knows she's struggling a bit in these opening games. So maybe she's trying to get in her head a little bit. I'm not sure. There's also some other gamesmanship going on, so could be parts of that.
You just saw her shaking her cueing arm out as she walked back to the chair there. She doesn't feel as if she's striking the cue ball well at the moment. Well, that
Has a
little
chance
bump on
here.
the 5. Oh.
Yeah, I think you have to draw under in between the 8-5 here if you have the angle. If not, I'd probably stun out to the left side handrail there and then back out towards the middle of the table, but it's such a hard shot to force. She doesn't have a ton of angle, so whatever she chooses, she just got to stay down and follow through and just commit to the shot.
Played the position, forgot all about the pot.
Yeah, it's natural to overcut those, especially on a slick table where the ball's cut so easy because of the newer cloth and the newer balls. So it's understandable, but she'll make some adjustments for her next opportunity for sure.
That's an important point, that, because players rarely get to play on brand new equipment, Chris, do they? Very often it's only when they come to a big tournament like this, for some of them, where it's the only time of the year that they really get to practice on new equipment.
Yeah, I totally agree. And on top of that, gaining this experience and knowledge of how everything reacts is very important. So like I was saying with the whole, she's getting a lot more than just knowledge from this. She's getting a lot of experience in these conditions as well.
That's the good thing, isn't it, about first times? There is only ever one, and I'm sure it's her first adult World Championships. I'm not sure she played in the World 10 ball in Austria last year. I don't think she did. So it's probably her first outing on a World 9 ball stage.
Yeah, good stroke there from Boyana. Have to go on the side, but I wouldn't even mind going up to that top rail and coming back down just so I don't baby the stroke. And I as a good second option is to go to the corner. I wouldn't mind that either.
Oof. Just a bit of movement on that shot there. She was up a little bit early on the shot there.
Didn't call the bank, but she'll take it.
This is why I love being in the booth with you. We always have a bit of fun, you and I, don't we, Chris?
Yeah, we do.
So there are plenty of other matches going on, guys. So let me just give you some early scores in that. Local lady Denise Wilkinson from New Zealand is up against Yolanda Tome, and they're 1-1 at the moment. Chihiro Kawahara has taken a 2-0 lead over Lena Primus from Austria. 3-0 now for Chen Siming over Camilla Cook, also from New Zealand. 1-0 through Mighty Rapero from Spain. She's taken the first rack over Radhana Naik. Ayala Soldad is playing the young Beat the Road Runner, Savannah Easton. And it's the lady from Argentina who's taken a 2-1 lead there. Gemma Schumann is 2-0 down to Jessica Tan Hu Ming from Singapore. Nina Tordvand and Emily Duddy from New York are 1-1 at the moment. Yumi Lim is 2-0 down to Han Yu. The experienced lady from China. Rubelin Ahmet, former World 10 Ball champion, former double World 10 Ball champion, is 2-0 up against Canada's Veronique Menard. Yvonne Ullman-Hiebler and Samia Koshini are 1-1. And Olivia Zaluska is 2-0 down to Shasha Liu. More coming very, very soon. So, what other ladies, who would you say is the dark horse on the ladies' side? Maybe Siming Chen again to come back and win one? Does she play enough, do you think, Chris? I know she plays a lot of Chinese 8-ball now.
Well, she's definitely always a threat, but I think, the level of play has gotten so high with the women nowadays that there's 3, 4, 6, 7 of them that can all win. So we're going to see how the cards get dealt this week, and I'm looking forward to it.
Scratch this time for Bojana. So chance with ball in hand. It'd be nice to see this young lady just settle in, relax, Chris, make a few balls, get the feel of the table, get the speed of it, and more importantly, just gain that little bit of confidence and lose a bit of that nervousness.
Yeah, she looks to be more of a rhythm player opposed to a lot of the other European younger players nowadays. They're so robotic. She feels like more of a rhythm player, and hopefully she can catch a stride here in this rack and then bring it into the upcoming racks.
That is the big difference in it between the robotic, as you just kind of mentioned it to be, like like the technique, the same every single time, coming to the table, doing the same thing. They seem to settle much quicker because obviously they're just getting their technique right. But with a rhythm player, as you just said, takes you a little while. You need a little bit of time at the table, don't you, to get that free-flowing rhythm and that beautiful, just the good feel, the confident stroke going, just playing your natural game.
Yeah, she has a very, very high talent level. I can tell from just these last few balls that she got through. The low left English and using the spin to take more spin, less speed. So that way it takes not as fast and it kind of went wider for the 6. I'm thinking she's going to play the 7 in the side. Oh, good stroke there. Just have to cross that angle. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get to the 8 from this angle because of where the 9 is at.
Well, I saw her warming up and she was drawing these off the side rail, loads of spin all the way up. Just like that.
Beautiful
That's exactly
stroke
how
there.
she was practicing.
Wow.
Yeah. I watched her warm up for probably 10 minutes and I'm not sure I saw her miss a ball, to be honest, and she was just getting down. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, you got to feel for her there, Chris.
Commentator's
What's
curse.
going on there? Well,
reminds me a little bit of a younger Cheska Centeno, where it's kind of like from the hip, firing on all cylinders and just kind of flowing through everything, but I think, her skill level is so high. She just has to clean up a few areas, but it's mostly, I think, just the competition aspect of it. If Bojana makes this last ball, I see her opponent getting back into it and winning that second set if she brings those last few things.
yeah, that's a very good comparison with Cheska and Centeno. There's always a miss in both of them, isn't it? You just never know. You're never sure. It's not until the ball's down that you feel confident she's going to make it, kind of thing. Anyway, it's the first set, so advantage to Bojana Sarac from Serbia over the Netherlands. Jolene Sherman, set 2 coming up next. Chris Reinhold and myself, Mark White, are with you in the booth.
Yeah, if I was Boyana's opponent, I would definitely take a break and just kind of regroup myself.
I actually think that's what she's done, Chris. I think I heard the word timeout, so I think we're going to do the same, guys. Back with set 2. Hopefully, Yalin can just settle down in that timeout and come out firing in the second. We'll see you soon. I think Chris has taken a timeout. I'm talking to myself here. Of course, we're playing 3 different events. We will crown 5 different world champions this week. We have the men's world 8-ball going on. That continues today, so we'll be running 2 tournaments alongside each other. Play starts again for the men at 2 p.m. today. And first up on table 1 will be the Kaiser, Ralph Suke. He'll be up against Nuikioi. That's all available to watch on YouTube. And our featured match here will be Wojtek Shevchik against Xie Chia Chen. That's coming up after this match. Roundabout. Actually, I think they're going on now, aren't they? No, I beg your pardon. That is at 2 o'clock. Oh, I was asking you questions and I was talking to myself. I was actually asking what's next for you, Chris Reinhold. But you went on a timeout as well. Do you need to settle down a bit?
No, you know what's funny is I had it on mute and I was talking back to you, but I just didn't. I didn't know it was on mute.
I talk to myself a lot as well, mate.
It's all good.
I will be in the booth at 2 with Eric Horlefson from Canada. And we will be covering that Wojtek Shevchik match for you. Chris will be back later on as well, I believe, with Ben Belhassan. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Well, I was hoping we was going to be there in person, Chris. Although I've not got a bad second prize. I'm here in Thailand and Chris is in Louisiana, in New Orleans. The unbelievable technology these days, isn't it, Chris? Tournament going on in New Zealand. You're in New Orleans and I'm here in Thailand, Southeast Asia. And we're talking together as if we sat next to each other.
Yeah, I really wanted to go, but I had a friend's wedding that I couldn't miss, and they kind of asked me last minute, so I told them I could do remote if they would like. But yeah, I'll be in California in a few days, and I would rather be in New Zealand, if I'm being honest. That's beautiful, but you know, hopefully he only has one wedding, and I get to go to it.
Yeah. We'll leave that there, I think. So just waiting for the players to return. Now, as is always the case, Chris, when I know we're going to be in a certain country, I always like to do a little bit of research into the country. Now, did you know, for example, that 30% of New Zealand is a national reserve?
Really?
And the livestock industry is one of the main industries in New Zealand, particularly sheep. And for every person living in New Zealand, there are at least 10 sheep. So the population of sheep, 10 times that of humans. I'm sure they keep warm with all that wool.
Holy sheep.
You have to be careful saying that. It was actually, New Zealand was the first country to ever give the women the vote back in 1893, long before most other countries did in the world. And it's, how nice is it we have the Women's World Championship going on at the moment now as well.
Glad to see it's come full circle.
Absolutely. So Chen Siming has taken the first set against Camelia Cook, and she's also one up in the second. Mighty Rapero from Spain is 2-0 up in the first set against Aradhana Naik. Savannah Easton is 3-1 down to Ayala Soledad. Let's talk a little bit about Savannah Easton. How do you see her game? Have you seen a lot of improvement, Chris, in it over the last year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's getting a lot of tips and tricks and coaching from a lot of the top players because they're so willing to give it to her, because she thirsts for knowledge, and she really has a good family and supporting cast. So she has all the resources and she's putting in the work. So it's good to see her doing better and better.
Good break there from Boyana. Made a ball. Now she has a thin part of this one, Chris. Can she sneak past the 4 and get a safety down behind, maybe this hide behind the 7 kind of line? What can she do here?
I would honestly massé a little bit or jump over the 5 a touch. Her move was not bad because the 8 and 2 are kind of in the way, and I think she got her on the 3, which is really, really good there. But that was a good play in my opinion. Even if she didn't get her on the 3, she had a good chance at getting back to the table for sure.
Yalin proudly sporting the orange of the Netherlands. Always great when you see the soccer fans of New Zealand out in force. It's just a sea of orange everywhere you look. I do love a bright colour. So it's force ball in hand here, Chris. So another chance to get off to a really good start here for Boyana.
Yeah, she didn't really let the ball lengthen out. She hit it a touch too hard, which shortened the kick. So if she would have let it lengthen out or get it with less speed and more spin, it would have went more towards the 1. So little things like that add up. Two to the 3 here. Got to make sure we get under it. Rather hit a little too hard than not hard enough. Not bad there, but that 7 ball is going to be kind of big, so got to make sure you avoid it when you're going towards the 4.
Can she play a little bit of low left, about 7 on the cue ball? She's going high, just some left.
Yeah, maybe the angle deceived us a little bit. I thought she would have had to use a little more left on that, but she played it perfect.
You might have seen our referee there holding his arm up as he was walking around. He's got a stopwatch in his hand and clicks it for the 30 seconds. Two tables
Here we
in
go.
action.
Yeah, I think she's going to go more punch 2 rails out, but I like just the straight follow. Yeah, hit that perfect, though. Great position on that one. Just want to go over and check where you want to get from the 8 to the 9.
Kind
Mark,
of the
do you wanna
European
hear-
style there. Go
Do
on,
you
yes,
want to
I
hear
do.
something
Go on, I
my
want to hear
coach
you.
always told me? All right. You ready?
Yes, please. Yeah.
All right, so my coach used to always tell me, walk with your feet, not your eyes. So make sure that you go over there and check and don't just assume you know where you want to get. So that's something that those Europeans do very, very well.
well did she cue that? Got that
Beautiful.
shaft all the way through the cue ball, didn't she there, Chris? Beautiful shot. So much ease.
Yeah, one of the things I tell my students is that you pretend like you're going to hit your Q-tip with the object ball and just make sure you follow through enough.
Yeah, I've always been a believer in that. You're playing the object ball with your tip. Absolutely right, mate. So she continues in the same vein as she left the first set. She started the second. 1-0 up. Remember, we're playing best of 3 sets, races to 4. Winner breaks. Rubelin Amit is on the hill now in the first set against Veronique Menard. And talking of Filipinos, Cheska Centino is in town as well. Reigning women's 10-ball champion. Could she hold both titles at once? Chao Che-Yu did it. I wonder, could Cheska do it?
Yeah, Cheska can definitely do it. I feel like 10-ball involves a little more movement than 9-ball, and I feel like Cheska can run more racks in 9-ball, so I think she's a heavy favorite in this tournament for sure.
You'd say she's favourite?
Maybe not the favorite, but I'd say top 2 or 3.
Okay. But we was getting a bit of an exclusive there from you for a second.
You're making me pick a side, huh?
No, I'm just interested in your opinion. I'd never ask you to do that, Chris. Is it going to be dry? Oh, look at the little kiss on the 1 and the 6 and the ball going in the top right-hand corner as well. I think it was the 6 ball and the 3 went down. And a nice look at the 1 here, Chris. This is looking good.
Yeah, it's always that last ball moving, huh, Mark?
So many times. Looks dry, then all of a sudden, plop, in it goes. Has to mind the 7 here. Well, she managed. Maybe that just made her take her eye off the pot slightly, Chris. You see that sometimes, don't you, when a player's trying to move the cue ball around the balls?
Yeah, I think it deflected a little more than she thought, and she hit it thick, correct?
Yeah. Hit it too thick.
Yeah, it probably just deflected a little more than she initially thought it was going to.
Kind of pushed the cue ball into the 1 ball because she was playing quite a bit of left-hand side on the cue ball, wasn't she? So pushed it over thick into the 1. But that's a good shot from the young lady from Holland. Now, jump stick here or not? Can she go rail first, Chris? Spin it round?
Yeah, I like Massé about into the halfway in between the first diamond and the middle diamond here. Just like that. See if it gets a rail. Yeah, good shot there. She might be seeing a lot of this 5-ball.
I know you like a lot of shooting, obviously, on the pool table, but you like to shoot the odd photograph as well, don't you? I often see you shooting a lot of pictures at the events you go to. How's the photography going? Is that why you're going to the wedding? Are you the wedding photographer? Or just a friend?
Good shot there. No, I'm just a friend at this one, but I do also do weddings and portraits, and I really do have fun with that. That's kind of my thing that I, really enjoy doing nowadays, but I'm going to start focusing on pool a little more because I think that's where my heart's at currently, so.
Follow your heart, follow your heart.
That's right. See if she can get her first game on the board here, Mark.
Finished a little bit awkward on this, gonna have to dig down. Should be okay now. Just a little roll through. Don't decelerate.
And she's got some real power in that stroke. Going for the 9 here. Just make the ball. Don't worry about the side pocket. Nice out there. She gets one on the board, and she will be breaking. Since the first time she broke at 0-0.
Yeah, won the lag, broke off dry, and hasn't broken since that. Local lady Denise Wilkinson 2-2 now with Joel Yanatome. Lena Primus 3-2 down to Chihiro Kawahara. Chen Simeng, as we said, took the opening set, and she's still 1-0 up in the second. Mighty Reparo did go on to take the first set in her match as well over Aradhana Naik. Savannah Easton has gone 1 set down to Argentinian Soledad Ayala. So how much of the men's 8-ball did you see yesterday, Chris? I know you were commentating on one or 2 of the matches yesterday. Anyone you feel is playing well from the first day's play? Somebody impressed you?
Yeah, Daniel Maciel played very well against Adrian Prasad, and I feel like Daniel's in good form, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of his matches. Hopefully he can make a deep run this time.
Yeah, very talented left-hander, very tall man, excellent potter, big heart. Action follows in the men's 8-ball at 2 p.m. today, local time, guys, in New Zealand. So back to this one. Dry break once again from Yalin. Chance at the one in the side here for Bojana, the Serbian.
Yeah, good effort there. I don't think she can make the 2 in the side, but maybe bank it and draw your cue ball in between the 5-9. And hopefully if he goes in, then you have a shot near the 3. But tough decision here. I'm not sure if she could. Yeah, I think she's doing what I'm saying here. Yeah, you don't want to bank that long, though, because then it goes towards somewhere where they can, goes back down table. But I think she's good here. Did she leave a piece of the top right side of the 2?
I don't think so. Already looking at the 1 rail kick. Top cushion. Maybe just catch the side one as well. Has to be careful though, if she does make it.
Put a little bit of speed on this one. Yeah, a little harder than that. It was going to go short. These tables go a little shorter than normal, so you have to adjust for that. But I think she thought it was going to lengthen out a little bit more. And you have to make sure that you err on the other side of the ball, so that way it makes the ball bigger in the kick.
Looks so young, doesn't she, Bojana?
I think she is young, Mark. I think she's like 21, 22, maybe 20.
Yeah, she's 22. She's 22 and married already. That was kind of my point, you know. But she looks like 15, but she's actually a married young lady.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it someone we know? Is it a pool player?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Well,
I did meet him. I met him in Australia. Yeah, he'll have some money, huh?
Right.
is there enough poking out here?
I wouldn't be opposed to coming in with a bank here and using middle stun and trying to come back down for the 4. But I didn't know she could see the whole ball. There you go. Good shot. Oh,
There's that quick stroke.
yeah. Everything was right there, too. Feeling for her a
As a
little
co-
bit on this.
Yeah, as a coach, Chris, if you were in her corner now and you got to have a little word with her, say during the break or something, what would you be telling her right now?
Well, I mean, the 2 crucial shots she's missed has been because she overcut the ball and she was hitting it at a higher speed. So I would say just definitely aim thicker than you think on the balls that you're going to hit with a little bit of pace. Because, I mean, they're off by maybe a half a diamond. So I think aiming thicker at the ball is going to help her hit the ball a little more accurate.
That's quite an adjustment, isn't it, though, to ask a player to make when you've practiced probably your whole life learning the angles, and then all of a sudden those angles don't work on the new equipment. It's kind of tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's super tough, but it's only when she hits it at those higher speeds. So I either say take some off and just, follow through. But, there's an adjustment period. So I'm sure she'll figure it out. That would be my offer to her there.
So just off angle here. It's just one of those little awkward ones, a shot that you don't maybe play that often. So she's got to be a little bit careful here. Stunning to the side rail, back over.
Don't go
Lost
too
the cue
far
ball
down.
a little
Good
bit.
shot. You gonna hold this mark, or you're gonna go all the way up for the 8 in the lower right-hand corner?
Hold it with a little bit of left, just like that.
Stun over for the 9 in the same pocket she made the 7.
I think she's a field player, Chris, and that's borne out by the fact that she's using wood as well. She really likes to feel the shots. Nice touch player, as well as having power in her armory when she needs it as well. Very, very smooth, very assured, very European.
Yeah, it seems once she gets in line, she doesn't get out of line. 2-1 to Boyana.
We also have the junior world champions going on at the moment. Now America well represented in that also, Chris. You got Sophia Mast, who finished runner-up in Austria last year, and I got to have an interview with her last week, the day before she left for New Zealand, actually. And she was very much looking forward to it. And she's so patriotic, that girl, and she's such a smart cookie also. And I think her game has improved more than anyone else's on the junior circuit in the last 6 months, working with a coach. And she's been playing a lot of different sports as well, a lot of different cue sports. She did very well in the American hay ball, in the Chinese 8-ball recently as well. I believe she finished 3rd in that. She's really, really coming of age, Sophia.
Yeah, she's just gaining more experience, and at that age, when you practice as much as they do, I mean, it's easier to get better. So she's got to keep up the momentum and do her best with whatever opportunities she gets, and I think she will. And yeah, I mean, I think the sky is the limit for her.
I mean, when I was growing up playing Q Sports, if you lost in a tournament, you had to wait another month or two until you had another one coming up. Whereas this, it seems there's a tournament every week somewhere that these players can gain so much experience, and there's so much exposure now on social media, and that I think it's easier to gain experience now.
Yeah, for sure. Watching pool is big too, just like we're doing over here. See what you would do, and then see what the pros do.
Push out called. So for those of you that may be new to the game of 9-ball, after a break, the incoming player can call what's called a push out. You can push anywhere on the table. You don't have to hit a rail. You can make any ball. If you happen to make the 9-ball on a push out, of course, it would be respotted. You don't have to hit a rail. But the rub is, if your incoming player, then your opponent comes to the table, they don't like what you've left them, they can then give it back. So it's quite an art, isn't it, Chris, to push out?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like coming behind this one ball with a little bit of left and trying to go towards the side. And if it misses, it's going to go near the 9-ball. But I'm not a big fan of this. They go for the touchier shot instead of the, I think they choose the one that had the room for error is so small you have to hit it perfect. And I just don't think under pressure that's the way to go.
Referee's got my jacket on. I've got one of them, but it doesn't say referee on the back of mine.
Good shot there.
Using all their experience, isn't she, here?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of times where you have to play the shot, and there's other times where you play your opponent. And I think her choosing more of a tactical battle against a not as experienced player is the smart way to go. But we'll see what happens with this jump cue comes out, because you never know what will happen here.
Yeah, watch the 9-ball as well. She gets some stun off the one, hits it quite thick. 9-ball could be moving as well, you never know.
Just like you said. 6-ball, hello. No, wasn't home.
Hello.
A good shot there. Looking to get where she is now.
Big shot, Chris. But she has the power, doesn't she? Low left.
Yeah, beautiful stroke there. She knew that she had the power, just kind of let the cue do the work. Came up a little short, but I think she's okay here. Just got to avoid the scratch off the 6 and the side. So however she does that, that's what she'll be thinking about now. She might even play safe here, but I think I like going for the cut.
I think she agrees with you. Whoever done it, maybe it was the scratch you were talking about, Chris, that was kind of in our mind, wasn't it?
Yeah, got away with it a little bit though. I personally like either jumping it, trying to cut it in, or play the speed to where you kick behind it with high left, and this just very slow speed to leave the cue ball there, 2 rails. Yeah, I think she could see it. Oh wow, beautiful
this is
shot.
a good shot. What a great shot. So difficult, isn't it, Chris, playing across the face of a ball near the rail.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even think of that as an option because you hit that too thick, you might scratch in the corner.
Similar shot here for Bajana.
Yeah, she caught that one a little thick there, but she got away with it. Let's see if the jump cue comes out or if she could squeeze past the 6 and the point.
Can she go rail first and maybe make the 7? I know it's a bit of a crazy call, but it might be going close, this, you know, this 7 ball. Oh, she's not going to play it with any pace. Played it well, but she's going to be in trouble here, I think, Chris. Maybe behind the 7.
Yeah. I like going on the right side of the 4, coming down by the 9. Just like that.
That's why you're here. I call the stupid shots. You correct me and give us the pro view. Very nicely done. Might be just an edge here, though,
no,
Chris.
Yeah, I think she has an edge, but I wouldn't have gone behind the 7 just because you're leaving the 4 out in space. So if you don't exactly get the cue ball where you want, then you're going to leak out. So that's the only reason.
Yeah. Now, what do you
Mark,
play
what do you
here?
think about the carom?
Well, I like the carom, but I'm frightened to call it now because I don't want to sound stupid, but I think I'd play the carom here. Can control the 4 ball, maybe have it into the side. Yeah, I think she's got to play it. I mean, the safety's not easy, and the carom is very, very makeable.
I'll tell you what, the carom looks a lot more delicious than the cut shot. The cut shot looks.
Oh, the combo even better. Didn't realise she could get to that side of the 4 ball, Chris. Very nicely played. So looking to get on the hill. Double hill it will be for the match. She'll only need 1 more and she'll be breaking.
Mark, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Awesome. 8 ball in the same pocket? What do you think?
Yeah, just, I don't mind going round. Hit the bottom rail here. This is nice. Little draw stun across the face of the 9 ball. Great pre-shot routine.
Your mechanics are flawless.
Simplest of 9s to arrive at the hill for the young Serbian. Bojana Sarac has looked the much more comfortable of the 2. She's controlled the match, really. She's played the right shots at the right time. She's forced the mistakes out of Yalin, her opponent. But as you said at the start, Chris, it's a good learning curve, it's experience. And, you know, with the juniors coming up as well, she can take the experience that she's getting here forwards to that juniors. So this is all great preparation for the upcoming Junior World Championships, which start on the 5th of September, just a couple of days' time. Also, the men's 8 ball continues at 2 p.m. and we have more women's action as well for you today. So everything going on here. in the beautiful venue here in New Zealand, in Hamilton. Would you like another fact, Chris, about
I
New
would love
Zealand?
another fact, Mark.
In particular about Hamilton, Maori Kirkiroa is an island city in the North Island of New Zealand, located on the banks of the Waikato River. The settlement was named by Colonel William Moulay after Captain John Frayne Charles Hamilton. That's where it gets its name from.
That's awesome.
Referee just making sure they're nice and tight, no gaps. Now she's had one golden break. How about finishing the match off with a golden break? What are the odds of that?
That would be delightful. Never mind. I can't do the voice all the time.
If you're wondering who's in the booth, it's Mark White with, well, most of the time Chris Reinhold, but just occasionally Phil Yates pops his head in and gives us a little bit of statistics.
Made the 8-ball on the break. Off angle on the 1. I wouldn't mind her using low left, drawing below the 5, and playing the 1 ball into the 2.
Yeah, that was asking
That
a
was a
bit,
tough
wasn't it?
ask. Yeah.
What about kicking behind this one, Chris? Kick and stick?
Yeah, I'm not too mad at that. I'd probably go 2 rails, 3 rails under the 7. But if I think she's going for the cut here. Hit a little too hard.
Nine ball has gone just a little bit tricky, Chris, over there on the right-hand side rail near the side pocket. Never nice, is it, when you're there? And there's no 8 ball on the table, but the good thing is the 7 will lead her to the 9, so it's over the same side of the table, which kind of might be a help a little bit later on in the rack.
Yeah, I think she's going under the 7 with the cue ball here. Hit it thick on the 2 ball, but was just trying to play the 2 ball, I believe. Yeah, it just seems like she's overthinking when she's standing up and then underthinking when she's get down on the ball. So hopefully she finds her pace within this match and then next match as well. Overcut there. Good shot there, but left a window.
Well, look where the cue ball's gone, though. Very awkward cueing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to bank at this. Or kicks 1 rail just below the 9, below the side pocket.
Oh, she's done so well there. What a good effort this is. Has she had a little bit of luck as well? Well, I don't think the 2 passes the 3 at first glance. Might be tight. I think she's having a look at it.
Yeah, if it goes, she'll definitely be going for it.
Well, it's the same kind of shot, Chris, isn't it, that she's been overcutting, and because it's pretty tight, there's a good chance she'll overcut this one as well slightly. Maybe she's choosing something else.
I don't like the aggressive option here. I would go off the left side of the blue and put the cue ball back in. Wow. Beautiful shot.
Amazing stroke there. Just timed the ball so well. Never touched it hardly, did she? And got that beautiful draw off the side rail. Just lovely.
Yeah, I think the reason was because she didn't overhit it.
Oh, what's she done here,
though? She kind
though?
of just let the... Oh, no. She's okay. She's all right here.
Just got hold of the cue ball a little bit too much. She needs to move the cue ball out, though, for the 5. Done well. Perfect on this 9.
Make sure you stay down on this one.
So look at the backhand here. Beautiful stroke. Smooth as silk. Smooth as silk. Sherman comes back to 3-2 in the second set. Well, you just never know, do you, Chris, in pool, what can happen, especially in 9-ball.
Yeah, I mean, what I noticed on this last, maybe it's her nerves settling in, but I know that she stayed down better on all the shots, and she just kind of let her cue do the work instead of trying to force things. So I think if she keeps that up, she can be a threat.
Results bring you Siming Chen has beaten Camila Cook in straight sets 2-0. Mighty Repero won the first set and is 2-0 up in the second. Savannah Easton 2-1 behind in the second set, having lost the first to Argentinian Soledad Ayala. Emily Duddy also lost the opening set against Nina Tordvand from Norway. But Emily is 1-0 up in the second there. Rubelin Armit has beaten Veronique Menard from Canada in straight sets 2-0. Yvonne Ullmann-Hebler, married to the Czech attack Roman Hebler, who's in the 8-ball as well. She's lost the first set against Samiya Komishi from Japan. On our feature table, table 1, it's Shana Liu who's taken the first set and is 2-1 up in the second against Polish Olivia Zaluska. Back to this one. The break made a ball in the side, the 1 ball. Made 2 balls actually, Chris.
Does this 2-ball pass the 9, or is she going to try to go for it now?
What about the carom?
We do like caroms here in this booth.
Oh, I love a carom with chocolate on. Oh, I decided.
How about just making it perfect? Beautiful.
Yeah, the only reason I said that, Chris, was because of the position of the 4. But I think if she goes centre table, I think she's okay to get on this 4-ball.
Oh, she's going for the carom now. Beautiful shot. Hill, hill.
Well, we love a carom in the booth. Yalin loves a carom in the arena. As you say, hill, hill in the second set. This match has turned around, hasn't it? If this goes to a third set, it will be very, very interesting indeed. because she's gaining in confidence all the time, Jolene.
Yeah, I'm sure Boyana's in her seat, kind of sweating this a little bit. Being up 4-0 and then being up again 3-1. Now the pressure might be on Boyana to close out.
April Larson is in action now. She's been playing some good stuff, hasn't she, Chris, just recently? Come to the
Sorry,
final.
can you repeat that?
Won against April Larson, been playing well just recently. Had a good final against Kelly Fisher earlier on. I think it was a hot seat match, actually. But unfortunately, she's lost the first set to Sakura Muramatsu from Japan. Good to see Sakura back in action again.
Yeah, they're both playing really well. And Sakura's a tough player to beat for anybody. So, you know, there's no shame losing to her, that's for sure.
And Chao Che-Yu, our reigning champion, will play at 5 p.m. today, local time. And she will be playing the winner of Denise Wilkinson or Joanna Tomei. And it's Denise who lost the first set in the end. She was leading that 3-1, I believe. She's lost the first set, but she is 2-0 up in the second. Great player from New Zealand, Denise Wilkinson. Had the pleasure of meeting her in Austria as well last year.
This referee is making sure that it is tight. There you go.
Removes the Predator aero rack. Puts it in this little slot underneath the table. It's like posting there, isn't it? Putting those racks away.
I don't like the closed bridge on the rail like that, but I think it helps her with power, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's dry though.
It always is. Hill, Mark. Always dry break.
Why does that happen? How does it happen so much? You can have a player who's broken, unless your name's Ko Ping Chung, of course. He always makes a ball.
Right.
They've been
I think
showing
the
that
pool
video.
gods just like to give us something to sweat.
Yeah. A little bit of drama in the deciding rack push-out called.
Interesting going that way. I would have preferred going the other way to leave more distance and a tougher shot, kind of taking you away from position. But this one kind of brings you into position. Even if you go to the top left corner, your cue ball is going to be going more towards the 2. I would have pushed it to the 4 ball and leave the cue ball on the rail, but that's just me.
Maybe testing her confidence here. She's just built up a lot of confidence. She doesn't want to miss this now, and she hasn't. Full of confidence. And as you say, Chris, slightly questionable push out there by Boyana.
Putting her to the test. She passed.
Three to the 4 is going to be the big shot. No problem getting from the 2 to the 3 here.
Draw shot? What?
Well, she's going for the 3-9 combo, is she? She's going for an early win here.
Wow.
That is an alternative, shall I call it that? Maybe that shows her confidence isn't that high. She doesn't feel that she can run the rack out. So she's putting everything, all her eggs into one basket here. And we're going to know before she does if this is in. And it's not. Oh, almost made it off the 5 as she fluked the 3. No.
She gets
Has
safety.
she been lucky?
Wow.
She has. Well, how quick a match can turn around. All of a sudden, Yalin has become favourite to win this set, Chris. Okay, she got the jump stick out,
Yeah.
but she's not going to have much of a shot on the 4-ball unless she can do a Fedor and draw all the way back.
Oh, trick shot almost. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Well, this is worth getting the jump cue out for. Would you jump this, Chris? Cue ball going towards
I
the 4?
personally would, because you're going towards the 4, like you're saying. But if I could kick like that, I would not jump.
I think Bajana might hear again. Hear that hard tip being prepared for action once again. Refueling to go airborne. Has she fluked it in the bank? No. Safety. Well, it could have been worse, couldn't it, that one, Christopher?
Yeah, very odd. It's like this is an in-between shot where you might hit the point if you try to go off the right side of the 3 behind the 5-7. But if you go the other way, the cue ball's not going to go anywhere that's good. So let's see what she... Yeah, double kiss. I didn't think it had the angle.
One more result to bring you. Ayala Soledad has beaten Savannah Easton by 2-0, sending Savannah to the 1-loss side. Double elimination, so it's not over yet. Sounds like the party's starting, Chris.
Be playing.
There is. It sounds like the party's going. The music's pumping. Played this nicely. Needs an angle. She's got a slight one.
If you were to draw a line, a straight line from the 4 to the 5, that's the line she would like to be on. Anywhere on that line, so that way the 5 will be available. Don't want to
Wants
cross
it to
it.
slow up. Pretty good.
I think she's all right here, Mark.
So survived a little bit of a scare and the mini comeback from Yalin Sherman, who kind of did grow in confidence. She too, of course, has the 1-loss side though to prepare for the juniors as well. Oh, she's missed this, has she? Oh, I took that a bit casual, Chris.
Pocket speed, pocket speed.
Phew. Are you a fan of music, Chris, while pool's being played? Do you like it?
Yes and no. It does, I really don't have a preference because it's not the music I like to listen to. So I like lyrics.
Well, I'm going to find out more about what type of music you like and lots more. Your favourite food, I might even ask you when we're together again. It's been an absolute pleasure. This 9-ball will seal the deal for a 2-0 win for the Serbian Bojana Sarac, beating Yalin Sherman from the Netherlands. We will be back at 2 o'clock. Wojtek Szewczak in action against Xie Chen. I want to thank Chris Reinhold so much. Cheers, Chris. I hope you had some fun, and I want to do it again with you sometime. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back, Mark White, with Eric Hallofsson for that Wojtek versus Xie Chen match at 2 p.m. See you soon, guys. Thank you so much. Say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Chris. No, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see y'all soon.
Ta-da.
Sure she gets it first.
Figure that out, look at that.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Wow.
A 9-0 win.
And there it goes. Shane Van Boning, our world A-ball champion.
Very good afternoon to you guys and welcome back to the Yalin WPA Men's World 8-Ball Championships from the Claude Lands Event Centre here in Hamilton, New Zealand. 64 players competing for first prize of $75,000 with a total of $250,000 up for grabs. Our next match is a loser side match between Poland's Wojtek Szewczyk and Taiwanese Xia Chen. Joining me in the booth for this race to 8, all the way from Canada, one of Canada's finest, Eric Horlifson. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Mark. Pleasure to be with you guys again. Exciting match coming up here.
You're sounding good, mate. You're sounding good. Looking forward to this one as well, mate. I don't think we've done that many matches together. I think we did a couple together when we were in person. I think in Puerto Rico, maybe, rings a bell.
Yeah, I remember that was the last time. Yeah, it's only our second or third time working together, but it's a pleasure to be with you again.
Yeah, so how'd you see this one going? I mean, Szewczyk, it's a loser's side. He lost in the very first round on the hill to his fellow countryman, came all the way to New Zealand and ended up playing his very, very good friend, of course, Mateusz Śnigoki.
Yeah, Szewczyk was a semi-finalist in last year's event. Lost a close one to Shane Van Boning, Hill in the semi-finals.
Yeah, the man breaking
Chan's
off.
coming
also.
in at No, you go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
I was just going to say, lost to Kenko Suzuki. And then Su Yuan Ryan, he beat him 8-7. So how's the break looking?
Favoring stripes here, particularly because of where the 3 is. Going to be very tough to pocket the 3. 15's blocking the most obvious pocket. He's going to have to manage getting around the 10. If he can find a way to get the cue ball kind of inside the 7 or moving the 7, that'll be kind of the key to this rack. 10 is available to the top left, but he'll have to kind of move the 7 to open up the track for that. He's got a good angle on the 14 right now. Can start moving the cue ball over to the left side of the table. I think he'll It's tricky. He's hampered by the 3. So might take a couple balls to get over there, but we'll see how aggressive he is here.
I'm surprised he didn't bump into that 3 ball, Eric, and, you know, maybe give himself a little bit more room on the cue ball. It's kind of restricted cueing there, wasn't it, for him? But I think he's okay.
Yeah, I think he tried to, just didn't get quite where he wanted. Looks like he actually has a shot at the 10 right now. A little too aggressive. Pocketing's too tough for it. Definitely taking a think here, though, because he doesn't really... It's not clear whether he has all of the 12. Guess he doesn't, so he's going to take the key ball here. This is the big shot in this rack.
Yeah, this is huge. If this goes, you fancy him to get out here and take the opening rack. If it doesn't, it's not there. Quite some distance away.
Got lucky with where the 10 ended up, tied up the 4 for Chen. Chen does have 6 solids to try to maneuver and open up that 4. I'd favor using the 1. 2 and the 5 could be a bit of an issue as well. Looks like he's just going to back off here, opening up the 5 on the first shot. Not bad, but a little negative there. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit, I expected him to go a little bit more aggressive there. I mean, he's left a shot here for Shevchik. Okay, it's not easy. He's covered the easy one in the side, Eric, but this 11 is on, and he's digging down on this, so he's going full out aggressive on this one. And if this goes in, well, of course, then the 10 is his problem.
Stroke there from Shevchik, and coincidentally, I mean, he's right on the 13, can come across for the 10 right now to break out the 10. So yeah, a bit of a defensive play that might not work out for Chen here. Shevchik still has to open up the 10. Ooh, that's unlucky. Went into it nicely, just didn't separate them properly.
I was just about to say it's the perfect explanation there of sometimes going aggressive is the best form of safety. I was wondering if he might live to regret this, Chen, but it looks like he may have got away with it. Can he get through to the cutting angle into the side? No, he can't. So just a safety, Eric. So there's more pool to be played in this opening rack.
Yeah, covered the 3 nicely there. Kind of took over the bottom right corner pocket with his stripe as well. Biggest issue for Shevchik is there's not going to be any, there is no stripes near the 10, so it's very tough to manufacture another breakout. That's a good safe there. Yeah, really in an underdog position now. Anytime you're outnumbered like this and one of your balls is tied up. Trying something really aggressive here. Kick bank.
Yeah, owns
Caught
up to the
4
foul.
on the way through.
Didn't see where our referee was. I'm a little bit surprised the referee wasn't right in close up to that. He may be because we can't see the whole arena, but normally you see the refs right over the table, Eric, don't you, for that type of shot?
Yeah, it was going to be a close call. Right call was made in the end, but I hear you for sure. 6 has got to go before the 7 here. 1's got to go before the 2. Typical 8-ball play. Opening up pockets so all balls are available to the most obvious pocket. So on the 6. Next order after that will be clearing out the 1, so the 2 goes in same pocket as the 6 and the 1. This is a first round loser side match, Mark, correct? Second round loser side.
I believe it's second round losers, Eric.
Yeah. Yeah. All players on the losers round are trying to make it back to the final 16 single elimination portion of the tournament. So 2 more wins after this one will be required to advance to that stage for these players.
We are streaming
I don't know
2
much
tables,
about-
guys. All week we're streaming 2 tables on YouTube, and the one on offer at the moment is the Kaiser Ralph Souquet. It's up against Nukio. It's a bit of a mouth-watering task as well, isn't it?
It's a losers round match as well, yeah.
Yeah, same as this.
Elimination
Yeah.
match.
It certainly is. I'll be keeping you up to date with a few of those scores, guys, as they develop. Meanwhile, back to this one, Eric. Looked like he's going to run these out. It's been chopping and changing, hasn't it, this rack? Both had good chances.
Yeah, kind of a margin call there from Chen early in the rack to play safe. But, you know, as you guys are watching at home, if these players aren't 80% sure they're going to run out, they're not afraid to play safe. I think, you know, something that amateurs do, they just kind of go full bore at the run out, even if it's very tough. But something to watch over the week is kind of these players recognizing that maybe the run out is tougher than it really looks on the table, and they're trying to get into a spot where they're 90% or more to run out. It's interesting stuff.
Yeah, certainly is. I love a bit of 8-ball. Now, some other matches. I'll just take you around the room so you know what's going on, guys. Torsten Homan, the hitman, is 2-0 up against Kurt Dunham. This is all losers round matches. An all Japanese affair between Masato Yoshioka and Hayato Hijikata. It's Yoshioka that's taken the opening one there. Ruben Bautista is up against local New Zealander Hassan Abdallah. Dennis Grabet, who had an opening round defeat to Darren Appleton, is 2-0 up against Gerson Martinez Boza from Peru. Andre Emil Gangflot is 1-1 with Daniel Maciel. Now, I was talking with Chris Reinhold on our last match, and he was saying Daniel Maciel is one of his favourites to maybe go all the way and surprise a few people, Eric.
Yeah, we did one of his matches yesterday, and he played pretty much flawless. I think he had about 3 break-in runs. Never really made a mistake while running out. Played very well. He's showing some real good promise in the last 3 months, finishing in the semifinals of the European Open. Been a strong up-and-coming player for a while now, really just kind of coming into his own. So yeah, look for him to be a threat.
Break is always so important, even more so in 8. Would you say it's more important in 8-ball than any other game, Eric, or is it just equally as important as most?
I'd say it's more important because you're almost guaranteed to get a shot on the first ball. So, you know, if you're playing rotation, the chances of getting a shot on the 1, who knows the percentages, but let's call it not more than 50, probably less in some cases, depending on the stipulations. But 8-ball, you're almost always guaranteed a shot. So, yeah, it's a bigger play than in rotation for sure.
Good chance here. A couple of little, they're not problems, because as he makes the 12, the 13 becomes available into the other pocket, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm wondering if the combo is lined up to the bottom left as well, if he has to end up taking that option. But if it's not, he can still play the 12 in the bottom right and then switch over pockets for the 13. Yeah, he's going at the bottom right here with the 12, but he's overhit it. Too far to be wanting to be cutting it in.
Has the insurance ball though, the 9-ball, so can clear the top. But you don't want to be leaving it till last, do you, Eric, to come down? If you don't get position on it like he didn't just then, maybe he'll try again here, will he?
I wasn't sure, so I didn't call it. Yeah, he got there now. Good stroke there.
Oh, don't worry about being wrong, Eric. I'm wrong all the time. Don't worry about it. He had another insurance ball there as well at the 14 over the corner, so it's worked out absolutely perfect. That was a really nice stroke, wasn't it, from Shevchik?
Yeah, finishing in the semifinals in the World Pool Championship. He's had some great results in Predator events as well, winning former World 10-ball champion.
Yeah, back in
Really an
2022, wasn't it?
Yeah, under the radar world-class player. Just kind of goes about his business, stays quiet. But you can see in his form, really no flaws. Knows how to win as well.
Yeah, just 30 years old yesterday. Family man with a daughter. Daddy's away trying to earn the bacon.
Really staggering how many world-class players Poland has produced over the last 10 years. Probably bordering on being close to 16 world top competitors now.
Yeah, and everyone for a few years was always looking at Viktor Zelensky, weren't they? And the butcher, Mezko Fortunsky. But it was this man that kind of won the big one, but they did the double, didn't they? Because Zelensky the same year, wasn't it the same year that in Vegas that he won the Las Vegas Open as well? Victor.
Yeah, well,
I think there was a Poland double.
Pardon me, Mark, sorry. He won the Las Vegas Open 2 years in a row when there was 256 players in it. Imagine that. So yeah, he probably did win it the same year that Shevchik won it.
So did you manage to see any of the ladies' matches at all, Eric, or were you getting ready, prepared for this one?
I didn't catch any yet. I was teaching a little bit this afternoon. So what's the scoop there? They finished the round one winners side. Our first round of the tournament.
Yeah, they've done the first round. Brittany Bryant went through straight sets. Sakura Muramatsu went through against April Larson 2-0. Siming Chen back to great form. She won in straight sets, as did Han Yu, Rubelin Amit as well. There's a couple of games still going on there. Emily Duddy 1-1 and 3-0 up in the deciding set. And also, Yvonne Ullmann-Hebler is 1-1 and still going. Back to this one, Shevchik to break. He's 1-0. Yeah, the score is wrong at the moment, guys. We'll get that sorted out for you.
Unlucky with the cue ball here. Probably going to have to play safe behind the 2. Might have the 14. Just one more quick note on the women's event. I noticed Xia Liu is in the tournament. She hasn't really competed on the world stage in over 5 years. I actually was searching earlier, just seeing if she had played at all, and I noticed that she finished the final of the Women's China Open. So maybe a name that people kind of forgot about, but definite former world champion and great player.
Yeah, I actually commentated on that final. It was against Han Yu. Han Yu was victorious there, and she was victorious as well this morning, Xia Liu. She's beaten another Polish lady, Olivia Zaluska, by 2-0 as well, Eric. So, yeah, good call on her.
Along with 10 to 15 other real strong world-class women's players. So that's going to be an exciting tournament. Just kind of jockeying for position here. Can't see if he's left the 14. I have a feeling he has. Yeah, he's called it.
Right on cue. Yeah, right on cue he called it. It was kind of like an echo. 14 in the side.
Cue ball's going to be kind of loose here. Ideally, if you can run into the 14 and kind of rearrange the 14, or pardon me, the 12. Good shot. Didn't quite rearrange how he would have liked. And in fact, I'm not sure if he has a shot here. I don't think so. Might have to play just safe up to the short rail.
Apart from maybe, if I was in an exhibition now, I'd play the 15 onto the 11, onto the 13, onto the 10 in the side. That's what shot I would play and draw back.
I see it.
But of course, this is a world championship. This is a world championship, and they're pros.
We saw a 4-ball combo in a match that I did yesterday.
Oh, really?
Count how many balls were involved. A 4-ball combo, no joke. Yeah, and like they were kind of almost situated in the same place they are right now. Fired in the top left corner. Good shot.
That's spooky.
Chen's going to hope the 6 passes the 9. I believe it does. 7's going to be the problem ball for him in this rack. It will pass to the bottom left if he's able to get the cue ball over on the right side of the table. Could look to do that off the 4 if he's able to slow roll the 6 in slow enough.
Is it a game you play often, Eric? I know it's pretty popular in Canada, isn't it, this?
Yeah, particularly in my area of the country, we don't play it as much. But where I grew up, it was, say, about 50% of the competitive pool was 8-ball. So I definitely have some background in it. I enjoy it. You know, it makes you think more.
Don't think this goes, does it? Or does it go in half the pocket? No, it didn't. That's right. Trying to make the 10 a little less more accessible. Now, can he go? Can he draw into these, Eric, off the 15? Can he draw into those or not?
I think again they're just, yeah, that would be the offensive play, and from there you'd have to develop the 9 and the 10. So they're just kind of jockeying around a little bit. I kind of wonder if some of these players watching and playing Chinese 8-ball a little more, where there's a lot more tactical play, if they've kind of realized like this is kind of a different way to play 8-ball. Like you don't have to go all in and try to run out all the time, right? Like jockey for position,
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of Chinese 8-ball commentary just lately, and there is a lot more nudging balls around and maneuvering balls because the pockets are just so tight, Eric. You can't be playing balls down the rail, not with great ease. You see very few players do that. The play there is to nudge balls out off the rail. So there's a lot of this kind of little safety, chipping balls out and, to-in and throw-in. So maybe it's rubbing off a little bit. Took a chance there. It's worked out absolutely beautiful. Look at this.
Yeah, as long as the 8 passes the 4, he's a big favorite here. He's come around to look at it. He's kind of up to the run out pretty quick, so I believe it does. Stop shot position play for the next 3 balls.
What about the 8? Go into it here.
I believe it goes. I think he's the way how quickly he's up at the run out. I think he's just gonna. Oh, you're right, Mark. Just make sure, I guess. Maybe it didn't.
Always better to be sure if you've got the opportunity to do it. Didn't compromise the position on the next ball, did it? So,
yeah.
Why not? Such a good cue ball he's got, hasn't he?
Yeah, hits the ball at a nice medium speed. Doesn't force the shots.
He's got that technique, Eric, that not much can go wrong with it. You know, he's very solid, not too long cue action. He's very slow on the backswing.
Yeah, not too long, but long enough. Like kind of reminiscent of Ko Ping Chung, kind of that medium length backstroke.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. It's that kind of ilk, isn't he? Not like a Jason Shaw or a as compact as, you know, like Josh Filler, for example, but he's in the mid-range, as you just said, kind of like the Ko Ping Yi, Ko Ping Chung. And another pole. Oh, he's in pole position at the moment. We're talking about him just now, Eric. Mieszko Fortunski is 4-0 up against German Stefan Kasper. And Stephen Holem, one of yours, is about to start. Just waiting for a table to become available. Stephen Holem, of course, from Canada. Well known, isn't he, Eric, for his 8-ball?
Well, don't remind me, Mark. He beat me in the final of the national championships for me to qualify for this tournament. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
but
oh really?
no, it's all
I'm
good.
sorry about that. I didn't realise that.
I'm kidding. No, I hope all the best for him. Yeah, and he is probably the best 8-ball player in the country. So we
better than Jason Clark. Better than Jason.
Jason's right up there as well. Yeah, but that's saying a lot. That they're around equal.
Yeah, good break.
I believe the 5 passes in the top left, so he's going to probably favor stripes here. Bit of an issue with the 10-12. If he gets down on the 9 and gets straight in on the 9, he'll be able to shoot the 10 in the opposite corner pocket. This is, I guess, the 5 passes. Two's going to have to go before the 4 to open up the pocket, or open up the pocket for the 4-7. So he's going at that now. Good favorite to run out now. Just good position on the 5, so he can get nicely back for the 4-7. Could even take the 5
ball.
last.
First ball he looked at, Eric, after the break was that 3 ball, and the camera angle was right on it at the time, and it does go as well to the top corner, so no problems here. 7 ball first, and the 4. Could even go up for the 3 here, Eric. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just preference depending on what angle he gets. 8-ball's pretty open. Staying in good pace here. You can tell he knows the game well. Forget, for you, those of you watching at home, they're playing under a 30-second shot clock, and just commenting on one thing Mark said there. Would he take the 4 or the 7? If you start overthinking like that and you get down to the end of your shot clock, it's not going to be beneficial in the long run. That's how you would play normally, ball without a shot clock. I mean, really think about the exact pattern you're going to run the balls, but playing a little bit on intuition here, I think, has some value.
Yeah, nicely done. Once again, he's looking in top form. Had that little bit of a hiccup in the first round, as we said, against Shinigoki, but he's on the hill in the opening set of this losers round match. Now we've got more 8 ball coming up after the ladies. Ladies are coming up next, but then 7 o'clock this evening from New Zealand, there's a few big mouth-watering matches coming up. Now, what about this? Josh Filler against Daniel Guttenberger from Switzerland. That's looking like a good one. Bader Alohadi against Woo Kun Lin. And what about this one, Eric? Darren Appleton up against Albin Ocean. That's in winners qualification. That's later on. Nice. And that is the feature match on table 1 will be Darren Appleton against Albin Ocean. The table 2 one's not looking too bad either. Alex Kazakis and Alex Pagulayan, a couple of Alexes going at it.
Very nice. I had Alex Pagulayan as the dark horse for this tournament, actually. You know, he's been playing a lot of Chinese 8-ball. It's one of his best games. He's competing a lot right now. And so look for him to maybe pull off a flashback moment in this tournament.
Yeah, I heard you with Chris yesterday mention that, actually. I was listening. Three ball.
Yeah, lots of action on the rack there.
Look at the
10
solids.
Balls on the, 10 balls on the far side of the table. It's always a good sign. You know, you're getting a lot of action out of the rack. Yeah, Darren was actually breaking second ball, which surprised me. I don't know if you saw his second round match at all, but in his first round out of the gate, he broke second ball the whole match. I actually saw a Facebook post page about,
Yeah, and then I was commentating on a match yesterday, and Ben said exactly the same thing. I actually missed the break. I was checking some scores, and Ben said that he broke second ball. And he was talking about the 8 moves towards the side pocket or something on that. Is that correct from memory?
It can. The 8's not a winner in WPA rules. So I think it's more, miscue. Still made the ball. Didn't get the position he would have had, though.
Yeah, a bit of head movement there. Now, can he draw into the 4 ball here and give that a nudge, or maybe even nudge into the 15 even better? Can he? Or is it a bit too
thin? Yeah, the
for
natural
that,
angle's
Eric?
playing into there. I think the natural angle's actually playing into there, so he'll consider moving it here. Just has to catch a small roll, hoping they don't tie up with something else.
Well,
that'll do.
You might put it there, mightn't you? If you said, right, you can put the 4 anywhere you want.
But yeah, Darren is another player with a lot of 8-ball experience, and if he can get his break going, I mean, don't count him out by any means. And in fact, consider him one of the favorites.
Yeah, he said on Facebook that he ran a 5-pack.
That's what I was
he's doing something, right?
He didn't break and run a lot in his first round, but I did see that he said that about his second round, so be nice to see him do well.
If you need to know anything, Eric, these days, you know where to go. Just scroll through Facebook for a couple of hours. You can learn everything you ever need to know on Facebook.
Shevchuk just looking to get the proper angle on the key ball, which will probably be the 4. 8's only available in the bottom right corner pocket.
Stayed down extra long on that. Cued it lovely.
Good shot. Can come around 3 rails here. Play the angle between the 8-14.
Wow, this is a small window he's coming through here. Looks natural though, doesn't it, Eric? A little bit of left-hand spin on it. Beautiful. Cueing very, very well indeed. And it goes. His opponent sat in his chair. You just saw him there, Chen. He's got some work to do. Somebody else, another Pole with some work to do. Radislav Babica is 5-1 down, Eric, to Konrad Uzishin. He's leapt out the gates in that one.
Yeah, a lot of Polish players in the tournament.
Daniel Massé 4-1 up on Emil Andrei Gangflot. Grabe 3-2 up on Gerson Martinez Boza.
Shevchuk's just got on a break here.
Well, I think we better do the same then, shall we? Nip out for a minute or so, and we'll be back, guys, with rack number 6. See you soon. Just while we're waiting, guys, for the players to come back, I'll just tell you a little bit about the format. It is 8 ball, of course, winner breaks, 64 players, 16 seeded, and it's double elimination down to the last 16, then it's single all the way. It's done on WPA rankings. Single elimination, there's new seeding, 8 seeded. Reigning world champion is seeded number 1 regardless of their current WPA ranking, but we don't have the defending champion who won in Klagenfurt back in Austria last year. And the remaining 8 players are drawn randomly against the seeded athletes. Single set race to 8, single elimination, and then races to 10. Back to this one, race to 8, halfway there. Wojtek Szewczyk breaking off in control. Needs help, Eric. He's going to get some, is he? For the 7?
Not quite.
Run out of steam. Run out of steam, mate.
Yeah, Shevchuk, when he finished in the semifinals last year, went with this offensive kind of center attack line. It's dangerous once it gets going because it's going to spread the rack a lot more. But conversely, if you don't make a ball, it opens the rack up a lot for your opponent.
I wasn't actually there commentating. I was there doing a little bit of work, some interviews and stuff for the WPA in Klagenfurt last year. And I believe, didn't Shane Van Bonin break from the side the whole way through the event? Did he try centre or was he breaking from the side?
I'm sure he tried a couple times, but the one that he stuck with in the end was the side, and I would say 75% of the players that did well were breaking from the side rail just to kind of guard against, you know, these dry breaks where it's kind of like a handover to your opponent, kind of making your opponent work a little more if you don't make a ball. I don't know. It's the break from the center is tougher to execute as well. Like you have to be a strong breaker to even consider doing it consistently well. But it's saying something that even someone like Shane went over to the side rail. Something interesting that he did there too is he put an extension on his breaker to get even more power. Like some players that did well were really like hitting it 25 miles an hour from the side rail, just trying to keep the speed up to give themselves the best chance to fluke a ball.
Little nudge into the 3 ball here to try and develop it. It's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't catch it full enough.
The other advantage of the side rail break is that you can make the head ball in the opposite side pocket as well. So that's kind of what they're targeting with that one. I mean, Chen can just leave him on the short rail here. Tough to cover the 12, 14, and 15, though. That's what he's kind of looking at. Well, look at this creative shot. It's going to try the 6 off the 8 into the corner. Or just back cut it directly. Good try,
Good
narrow
effort.
miss. Everything open for Shevchuk here, though. Having a quick look, making sure that 15 passes it does. Nine plays well onto the 12. 12 only has 1 pocket. You'll be able to get the cue ball in the proper place there off the 9.
See, that was a prime example there, Eric. In Chinese 8 ball, he would have been trying to move that 10 ball, but because it's on the American tables, you can just drop behind it. There's no problem with playing these down the rails. So there are slight little differences. But of course, the pattern's very, very important, as always in 8 ball. So what's the play here, mate?
I was actually thinking 5th. Oh, forgot about the 8. 8's up table. Yeah, 9, 12, 15, 11, 13. Just minimize the cue ball movement when everything's in the open. Okay. Yeah.
Has a good angle on this. Doesn't need to just stun off the back rail up towards the 15, as you said.
Yeah, just try to get close to the ball here. Don't have 100% of the pocket, so the closer you get to it, the more you can target certain parts of it.
Wants it to slow up.
Can see he excels at these soft touch shots, which come up a lot in 8 ball. A lot of European players have decent amount of straight pool background too. Skills in that game lend well to playing 8 ball at a high level.
Yeah, they have a European championship, don't they, every year for straight ball.
Yeah, and I feel like it's one of the games that's kind of involved in their training programs.
Predator now heavily involved in the Euro Tour as well, and you may have read the story that this contract has just been signed to be the table provider. They've been with Dynamic for a lot of years, but in 2025 they will be using the Predator Apex tables, the ones that we're playing on right now. So let's take you around the room to the other tables. Out on table 16, Torsten Holman, the hitman. He's no stranger to 8-ball whatsoever. World champion, of course. 5-2 up against Kurt Dunham. The two Japanese going at it. Masato against Hayato are level at 2-2. Ruben Bautista is 3-2 down to Hassan Abdullah. Ralph Souquet over on table 1. This is available on the other YouTube channel, guys. Nukioi 5-2 up against the Kaiser there. Dennis Grabet from Estonia is 4-2 up over Martinez Boda. Actually, Boza's just taken a rack there. It's gone 4-3. 5-1 up now, Massé. Your man going very, very well. But listen to this. Carlo Biardo is 5-3 down to Gao Zhangkui, who we had on this table yesterday. And that was the player that this man at the table breaking off beat. Let's go. 5-1.
Got a little more pop on that one. 2 balls down. As long as he's on the 7, this will be a positive rack for him here. Having a close look at it.
So when you're building up to a tournament, like this, Eric, how long would you spend in a general training session, you know, practice session? How long would you dedicate to the break? And would you break at the end of the practice session, or would you do it at the beginning of the practice session? Curious.
Yeah, well, sometimes I'll do something like I'll try to break and run 30 racks over the course of 3 to 4 hours. So if that means you don't make a ball, you're gonna rack them again. Like just looking at kind of, you know, creating something positive, having those thoughts in your mind that you can break, make a ball, and then run out, right? So, you know, if I was in a 3 or 4 hour session, I'd probably break like 50 times, something like that, and do that as many times as I could in the lead up towards the tournament.
Interesting. Thanks for that. Always nice to hear what you pros do in your preparation for a tournament such as this.
And like if you were playing rotation and you don't get a shot on the first ball, just rack them up again until you get a shot, right? So you might, if you were playing rotation, you were trying to break and run 30 racks, you might break 60 times or 75 times, something like that.
Sounds like hard work to me. I like just switching the
not
microphone.
easy.
I just like to switch the microphone on and away I go.
Staying in control well here. Gonna have to get on the 5.
Just a couple of balls in the way, isn't there, off of the 4 ball? I think he was playing for the 4 ball there, wasn't he? Because it was easier. Is it slightly easier to get on the 5 from the 6? Is that what he would have preferred?
I'd say so.
Or was he okay?
Yeah. Yeah, he was trying to play for the 4 there. Gonna have to play maybe a stun or some kind of draw back over to the left side of the table here. Just gotta get through the 12. Nice shot. Great cue ball control.
Tremendous fundamentals. That beautiful. Watch this beautiful slowish back. He's got a couple of quick strokes that he does for prelims, and it's all smooth and slow and purposeful. It's beautiful. 6-1. It's
textbook.
looking a little bit ominous.
Yeah, he's thrown in a couple break-in runs now too, so threat to run the set out here. Chen's going to have to take full advantage if he does get another chance.
You mentioned you've been doing a little bit of coaching today, Eric. I guess it was in cornerback. Our friend Jim White's and John White's place there, cornerbank in Scarborough. Beautiful place. I've been lucky enough to be there. So when you had your students today, were they beginners? Were they kind of experienced who just want to tweak a little bit? Just run us through a little bit about what you go through in your training sessions. What do you think is important when you go through the training?
I mean, you know, every session's unique. It depends how far along they are with how many lessons they've taken. Just kind of have like a separate plan for each student, but definitely starting with the fundamentals. I mean, if you can't execute your stroke consistently, or if there's flaws in your stroke, there's really no path to getting consistently better. I mean, you might have some days where you play well, or you might can build knowledge where you can improve a little bit, but really a lot of it is at the beginning for sure is stroke work and just understanding the cue ball and how the cue ball moves. Today I was teaching Elise actually. So you know Elise, my girlfriend. She has a turn.
Yes, I do. How's her game coming on?
She's improving all the time. She's gonna
come on,
play
that's
in
got
the
to be
Canadian
stressful.
amateur.
That has got to be
Yeah,
stressful, teaching your girlfriend. Come on.
No, she's easy going. It's all good. We learned a fair bit today. It was good.
Well, you're a very laid-back guy. One of the most laid-back guys I've ever met, I think. How's it looking? He made 2 stripes. I don't think he's got to look at one. What's he got to go for here?
Yeah, not much opener on the solid, so he's going to have to start with the 13. 15, I can't tell what ball that is up top there, but the ball near the 8 can play into the 8 and open up the 8.
Yeah, I think it's the 12 or the 15. I think it's the 12. No, it's the 15 then, because the 12's by the 9 look.
Right. So yeah, just opening the cue ball up off that area where he's going to run into the 8. The 9 would be the most likely ball. The 12 actually passes the 4. So if you kind of play directly into the 1 off the rail. This is not easy though. Might be straighter than it looks. Use the 2 to combo it. Couldn't even see it. Good shot there from Shevchuk. WPA rules, you can use a stripe onto a solid when the table's open, or a solid onto a stripe. Can't use the 8 as a neutral ball.
Yeah, that's another difference to Chinese 8 ball. You're not allowed to do that. You're only allowed to combo one of the same suit onto the other when the table's open.
Yeah, he's opened up the 8 nicely here. Looking for his second break and run in a row. 3rd overall of the match.
Well, it's been a solid performance, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think just that one very tough miss ball in the first rack, the 10 that he had to cut all the way up along the rail, that was the only ball he missed, and never really got out of position and never really looked in trouble when he's running out. Just real clinic here.
I like to ask all the players, Eric, and I know probably what the answer is going to be because most players say the same, but do you prefer winner break, or in a race to 8 I'm talking about, winner break or alternate?
I think it depends on the game. I think it depends on the stipulations of how hard the break's going to be. You know, like in a matchroom format, I'm okay with winter breaks because I don't believe that players are going to run a lot of racks at a time. But it's breaking formats where it becomes really offensive, I don't mind alternate because it kind of guarantees you'll get a shot at the table.
Yeah. Well, 8 in a row here for Wojtek Szewczak, shots that is, and it now puts him on the hill, just 1 away from the 8 he needs. He's looking solid, isn't he?
Very, very solid.
2010 World 8-ball champion Chang Jung Lin is in action. He's taken the first rack over Sullivan Clark.
Yeah, Chang hasn't had the strongest past couple years. Really surprising because he was a dominant top 10 player for a long time.
I was actually talking to one of his best friends, you know, day before yesterday, and he's been playing a lot of the Chinese 8-ball. That's why he's been dedicating the last 2 years, I was told, to it. But he just can't seem to make the breakthrough in that. This man,
Yeah, explains
going
why.
very, very well. It's hard to mix, isn't it, Eric?
Sure. It's still swinging the cue, but there's so many little intricacies about every little game. I think someone that does it the best is, yeah. Alex Pagulayan does it very well. Plays all games and just kind of shoots what's in front of him. But yeah, I agree. If you're not focused on one, probably it can take away from the other.
I said yesterday, I think that's one of the big things about why Chris Mellin doesn't do as well as maybe we think he should do. I mean, when he's on fire, there's few better players to watch him, in my opinion. But he plays absolutely everything, and I mean everything. So it's kind of a jack of all trades, kind of master of none. I mean, he's a great English 8-ball player. I can't take that away from him. But he is playing everything.
Yeah, he just... I noticed that. I mean, he keeps himself busy, that's for sure, right?
I wouldn't mind his air miles, put it that way.
Chen just looking to get on the 2 ball. Anywhere on the right side of the table will be okay for that. Don't mind shooting the 5 here and getting across for the 2, but he's got other plans. He's thinking about taking the 2 last, possibly, because it's kind of closer to the 8, and he'll be able to access the 8 into one of the top pockets.
I wonder if he was thinking of trying to break it out off of this 1 ball. I think that's what he might be going for.
Yeah, it's possible it doesn't pass the 15. Yeah, you're right. Open it up nicely. How's the 8 gonna land?
Not good.
Not great, no. Very sharp into the side. That's the only pocket he really has for it.
It's always the danger, isn't it, when you're going into balls, Eric? You can never judge exactly where they're going.
Exactly, and that's why it's, you know, best advised to do that early in the rack. So if it doesn't work out perfect, you still have other balls to kind of maybe redevelop it or make a new plan where you can kind of deal with it not ending up perfectly. I was thinking about 2-7-5 here and then trying to manipulate the cue ball onto the 10, but maybe he's thinking 8 in the side. Or run into it now, like run into the 10 now. That'd be a good play. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking to run squarely into the 10 there, just nicked the left side of it. Can pocket the 2, but the cue ball is real loose.
Possible scratch as well.
I mean, it's tough when you're in your chair for 20 minutes too, right? He's been watching Shevchuk break and run the last 2 racks. He's really stuck in the score line. It's not an easy spot to be in. But yeah, it looks like Shevchuk's going to take this match down. Strong performance here. 2 more rounds back to the single elimination stage.
Yeah, a few to take, but they're all there, aren't they, for the taking, Eric?
Yeah, maybe just shooting the 15 before the 10 to ensure that you have a full pocket on the 10. Not much else though. Lots of room for the 10 as well if he has to end up shooting the 10 first.
Gone too far. He's overrun this.
He has. Looks like he has enough of the 10 to still pocket it. Just have to kind of settle his nerves here a little bit.
Stroked it beautifully. Super impressed with his cueing ability today. Eric really has looked solid.
Yeah, just demonstrating high-level 8-ball knowledge too. I mean, throughout the whole match, you never really felt like he was in trouble. Just playing the proper patterns, minimizing the cue ball movement, good soft touch, clinical 8-ball play.
So this 8-ball then to complete a loser side win. On goes Shevchuk. It's the end of the road for Chen. I want to thank Eric Olofsson. Thank you so much for joining us, Eric. I know you've got another match to do. That's me finished for the day, but you've got some great matches in the women's coming up a little bit later as well. Alison Fisher is on table 2 against Han Yu. You were talking about Han Yu a little bit earlier on. And listen to this for a game. On table 1, Wei Xiu Chen, it's Wei Wei against Siming Chen. That's coming up at 5 p.m. local time in New Zealand. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We've got 8-ball action, we've got 9-ball women's action, and we've also got the juniors coming later in the week also. Stay tuned to all our social media, probilliardseries.com, and go on the Facebook page as well. All the info you need there. You can check all the scores, schedules, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Eric, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Ta-da.